हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। श्री राधा माधव हरि भगवान की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, समवेत भक्त वृंद की, समवेत भक्त वृंद की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासां ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तम श्लोके धीर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 15, text number 26. Tad Vishwaguro Adhikritam Bhuvana Eka Vandyam Divyam Vichitra Vibhudagarvya Vimana Shochihi Apuha Param Mudam Apurvam Upetya Yogamaya Balena Munayas Tad Atho Vaikuntham Tad Vishwaguru Adhikritam Bhuvanekavandhyam Divyam Vichitra Vibhudagarya Vimana Shochihi Apuha Param Mudamapurva Upetya Yoga माया बलेन मुनयस्तद अथो वैकुण्ठम् तद्विश्वगुरु अधिकृतं भुवनैकवन्द्यम् दिव्यं विचित्रा विबुधार्गणीय विमानशोचिः आपूह परां मुदमपूर्वौपेत्य योगा माया बलेन मुनयस्तद अथो वैकुण्ठम् तद्विश्वगुरु अधिकृतं भुवनैकवन्द्यम् दिव्यं विचित्रा विबुधार्गणय विमानशोचिः आपूह परां मुदमपूर्वौपेत्य योगा माया बलेन मुनयस्तदथो वैकुण्ठम् Translation and purpose by His loving divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Thus the great sages Sanak, Sanatan, Sanandan and Sanat Kumar, upon reaching the above mentioned Vaikuntha in the spiritual world, by dint of their mystic yoga performance, perceived unprecedented happiness. They found that the spiritual sky was illuminated by highly decorated aeroplanes piloted by the best devotees of Vaikuntha and was predominated by the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. Purpose. The Supreme Personality of a Godhead is one without a second. He is above everyone. No one is equal to him, nor is anyone greater than him. Therefore, he is described here as a Vishwaguru. He is the prime living entity of the entire material and spiritual creation. And he is Bhavanaika, Bhuvanaika Vandyam, the only worshipable personality in the three worlds. The airplanes in the spiritual sky are self-illuminated and are piloted by great devotee of the Lord. In other words, in the Vaikuntha planets, there is no scarcity of the things which are available in the material world. They are available, but they are more valuable because they are spiritual and therefore eternal and blissful. The sages felt an unprecedented happiness because Vaikuntha was not predominated by an ordinary man. The Vaikuntha planets are predominated by expansions of Krishna, who are differently named as Madhusudana, Madhava, Narayana, Pradyumna, etc. These transcendental planets are worshipable because the personality of a Godhead personally rules them. It is said here that the sages reached the transcendental spiritual sky by dint of their mystic power. That is the perfection of the yoga system. The breathing exercise and disciplines to keep health in a proper order are not the ultimate goals of yoga perfection. The yoga system, as generally understood, is Ashtanga Yoga or a Siddhi, eightfold perfection in yoga. By dint of perfection in yoga, one can become lighter than the lightest and heavier than the heaviest. One can go wherever he likes and can achieve opulences as he likes. There are eight such a perfections. The rishis, the four Kumaras, reached Vaikuntha by becoming lighter than the lightest and thus passing over the space of the material world. Modern mechanical space vehicles are unsuccessful because they cannot go to the highest region of this material creation. And they certainly cannot enter the spiritual sky. But by perfection of the yoga system, one not only can travel through material space, but can surpass material space and enter spiritual sky. We learn this from an incident concerning Durvasa Muni and Maharaj Ambarish. It is understood that in 1 year, Durvasa Muni traveled everywhere and went to the spiritual sky to meet the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana. By present standards, scientists calculate that if one could travel at the speed of a light, it would take 40,000 years to reach the highest planet of this material world. But the yoga system can carry one without limitation or difficulty. The word yoga maya is used in this verse. Yoga maya balena vaikunthatam, vikuntham. The transcendental happiness exhibited in the spiritual world and all other spiritual manifestations there are made possible by the influence of Yoga Maya. Eternal or internal potency of the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavancha Sri Rupam Sagrajata Sahagana Raghunatham Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Para Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakanapitam Sava Om Vishnu Paraya Krishna Prishtaya Himate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Vinam Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So here in this verse, first line itself, Brahmaji is glorifying their lordship as Vishwaguru Bhuvanaika Vandyam. The Supreme Personality of a Godhead is one without second. He is above everyone and he is worshipable by everyone. Suravandya Suvandya Mukunda Hari. Suranatha Shiromani Sarvaguru. He is worshipable by all the demigods. Suvandya. He is adorable by all the demigods. And who is he? Mukunda. Mukunda is Mukti Pradata Sarvesham Vishnu Revan Samshaya, who delivers each and every living entity. That's Mukunda. And Harim, Harati Ashesha Papan, who steals away all our sinful reactions. That is Lord Hari. And next, Suranath. Generally, this Nath word is used for the person who is the master of everyone. Generally, if someone does not have his parents, uh, then they use this word, anath, a care. They don't have a caretaker, or they don't have a person who can love them, who can take care of them. So he is Suranath. Even demigods are taken care by him. And Sarvaguru, the spiritual master of everyone. Not only the human beings, but everyone in this world. And that's why it's called Bhuvanaikavanya. All the three planetary system, which consists of 14 planets, he is the spiritual master for all the 14 planets. And that spiritual world, which was visited by these munis, whom Brahmaji is speaking about now, he is speaking about his own sons, Chatush Kumaras. And who were there? They were the great yogis who has mastered the Ashtanga Yoga. There are different siddhis or perfections that one can achieve by mastering this Ashtanga Yoga. Anima, Lagima, Prapti, Ishita. uh, All these siddhis, if someone attains, he can do anything what he desires in this material world. He will not get liberated through this, but he can enjoy the material facilities, comforts of this world. Now the question comes, only liberated people can go to spiritual world. Hmm? then person who possess something of this material world, what happens to him? Does he go? How it happens? Uh, yeah, he's still attached to material world. Like perfecting all these siddhis by performing Ashtanga Yoga is also a material achievement. But they can go by Yoga Balena, Yoga Maya Balena. If Lord's internal potency allows them to do that, then only. Otherwise, there is only one way to attain spiritual pride, and that is by the devotion of the Lord, not by any other perfection. That we have to remember. And that's why the word Yoga Maya Balena has used. Apurva Mudam Upetya. The word Upetya means having attained. Why they have attained, which is Apurva, which is unprecedented, because Yoga Maya Balena. By the influence of the Yoga Maya, they were able to reach that place. It's not because they were great yogis, but because of the effect of Lord's spiritual energy. Example of Durvasa Muni has given here. Durvasa Muni was a great Muni. I mean, 60,000 disciples. And wherever he used to go, he used to carry with him. If we call them and if they come, to provide them prasadam, that itself is a big hassle for us. Huh? We have to have like a 10, 20 pathsati to cook for them. Huh? And it is explained to reach that planet with his own potencies or own capabilities. It took him one celestial year after Nibbana, which is equal to 40,000 years of human being. And he completed that within 1 year. So he traveled with the speed of light, prakasha, varsha, they call it. And he reached there. But what was his attainment? Again, he has to come back. Unless and until you give up all the material possessions, acclamations, accomplishments, whatever you have, it's very difficult to attain the spiritual plan. And all these great munis, Sanak, Sanatan, Sanandan, Sanat Kumara, they saw there and what they have seen, they saw there was spiritual sky was illuminated by highly decorated airplanes piloted by the best devotees of Vaikuntha and was predominated by Supreme Personality of the God. And because of that, they perceived unprecedented happiness. That happiness you can't explain in words. That can be only relished and experienced. So what we can understand from this verse, the spiritual sky is full of all the personalities who either just look like Lord Himself, who possess qualities like a Lord, and they are free from the kalmashas, contamination of this material world. And just by looking at them, by having a glance of their beauty, one can attain unprecedented happiness. That's from the just distance. Then if someone really enters into the spiritual sky, what will happen to him? Ramante yogino anante satyananda chidatma. All these yogis, they always ramanti. They get absorbed in this yoga process. For what? To see this. To visualize this wonderful darshan of their Lord. And Lord is spiritual master to everyone. Krishnam Mande Jagat Guru. Bhuvanaika Vandyam is worshipped and adored by all the living entities who live in 14 planets. Ah, Vishwaguru, universal spiritual master. In the next verse, तस्मिन् अतिथ्यमुनयः षड् असज्जमानः कक्षासमानवयसवः अत सप्तमायाम् देवावचक्षतः ग्रहित गदोपराध्य केयूरकुण्डलकिरीटं वेशौ वेशौ. After passing through the sixth entrance of Vaikunthapuri, the Lord's residence, without feeling astonishment at all the decorations, they saw at the seventh gate two shining beings of the same age, armed with mech and adorned with most valuable jewelry, earrings, diamonds, helmets, garments, etc. Purpose. These sages were so eager to see the Lord within Vaikuntapuri that they did not care to see the transcendental decorations of the six gates, which they passed one after another. But at the seventh door, they found two doormen of the same age. The significance of the doormen being the same age is that in the Vaikuntha planets, there is no old age. So one cannot distinguish who is older than whom. The new inhabitants of Vaikuntha are decorated like a supreme personality of a goddess, Narayana, with a Shankha, Chakra, Padma. So here, the intensity of their desire to see the supreme personality of a goddess, as explained by Brahmaji. Vaikuntha planet is such an opulent place, which is bedecked and decorated with the diamonds and gems. But this Chatushku Maharaj Their mind was so much engrossed in the thoughts of the Lord. They got such an intense desire to see the Lord. They never looked at the six kids without any deviation of their mind. And as they reached at the seventh gate, they saw two very handsome, beautiful personalities who are of the same age and having the same feature of the and equally equipped with the four different ayudas of the Lord, same as the ayudas of the Lord. And Prabhupada says there is no old age in the spiritual planet. So it was difficult to make it out who is older than whom. And in that case, when they reached the seventh gate, then what has happened? As explained in the next word. The two doormen were garlanded with the fresh flowers which attract intoxicated bees and which were placed around their necks and four blue arms. From their arched eyebrows, discontent nostrils, and reddish eyes, they appeared somewhat agitated. Their garlands attracted swarms of bees because they were their garlands of a fresh flower. In the Vaikuntha world, everything is fresh, new, and transcendental. Nitya Nutuna Navayamana. The inhabitants of Vaikuntha have a bodies of a bluish color and four hands. Narayana. But while explaining their beauties, it is also said that they felt something like agitated. What is the cause of agitation? What was that which agitated their mind? In the next verse, it is said, the great sages headed by Sanaka had opened doors everywhere. They had no idea of ours and theirs. With open minds, they entered the seventh door out of their own will, just as they had passed through the six other doors, which were made of gold and diamonds. Purpose. The great sages, namely Sanak Sanat and Sananda Sanatvar, although very old in years, maintained themselves eternally as a small children. They were not at all duplicitous, and they entered the door exactly as little children enter the place without any idea of what is to trespass. That is a child's nature. A child can enter any place and no one can checks him. Indeed, a child is generally welcome in his attempts to go places. But if it so happens that a child is checked from an entering door, he naturally becomes very sorry and angry. That is the nature of a child. In this case, the same thing happened. The childlike saintly personalities entered all the six doors of the palace, and no one checked them. Therefore, when they attempted to enter the seventh and were forbidden by the doorman, who checked them with their sticks, they naturally became very angry and sorrowful. An ordinary child would cry, but because these were not ordinary children, they immediately made preparations to punish the doorman, for the doorman had committed a great offense. Even to this day, a sentry person is never checked from entering any door in India. That was like a 45 years back. Nowadays, they have signboard on the door. Be aware of dogs. Chatushpadanam Shva Chandala. Among the Chatushpad or quadruple, dog is considered as a Chandala, lowest. And saintly persons, they never like to touch or see the dog because it's considered most contaminated to touch the dog. If you touch the dog, you're. But nowadays, dog has become a most lovable animal of the people. They don't have cows, but they will have a dog who is moving around all the place in the house. It is explained in Vedic scripture. The things which are seen by the dog never become offerable to the demigods. Then what to speak of offering it to the Lord? While cooking, if dog looks at that food, it is considered impure and that should be thrown out, should not be offered to the Lord. Still, in few Brahminical houses, they follow that. But people in the age of Akali, they are so degraded. Rather than loving God, they love dog. Because they don't have this Sada Asada Viveka Buddhi, a rational intelligence which can make you to understand which is good, which is bad for you. Have entrance for the sadhu. It was funny once we were walking on the street and one of the societies we saw one signboard. Hawkers, salesmen, beggars, and sadhus are not allowed. Can you imagine? This is what they're on the gate. They are categorizing sadhus with all these people. Hawkers, salesmen, beggars, and sadhus. In the age of especially for the household people, it is considered that they have the only one way which can give them relief from the sufferings of this material world, and that is sadhu sangha and madhuravani. Means sweet dealings of proper behavior with the sadhus and association of them. That can save them from the kalikal, and that they don't want. If someone speaks too politely, people take him granted. Little bit of rough, then they think this is normal. If someone is too soft, people don't care about his views, they don't care about his way of, they don't care about his instruction. But if someone uses some slang, that person becomes popular. Huh? Prabhuji is watching some videos of one person. He uses a lot of slangs in his way of delivering even spiritual things. And he is very famous for that. People pay lakhs of rupees to arrange this program. There was one person in Maharashtra, he used to abuse people, and he is considered as the incarnation of Lord Datta. Dattatreya never spoke any nonsense. And these incarnations of Lord Dattatreya, they use very dirty language. And people used to consider that if that person abuses someone, means that person is going to flourish like anything. They used to say, "Tumcha शिव्या आमच्या ओव्या द्या शिव्या महाराज." Means your slangs are like a Veda Vakya for us. So please carry on. This sort of degraded intelligence that people are having now. And generally, same thing. The law of attraction works like that. What you desire, you are going to get it. If you desire to have pure association of a sadhu, you are going to have the pure association of sadhu. If you desire that sort of a personality in your life, you are going to get that sort of a personality in your life. So you need to be very careful. You always keep engage your mind and remember Lord Shiv, remembering his wonderful pastimes, visualizing them. That will attract same things for you. Because that's the law of attraction, like a boomerang. What you throw, that comes back to you. Huh? The same way, if you throw all these thoughts about the Lord everywhere, you always speak about the Lord, always discuss about the Lord. What you're going to get? You're going to get to hear more about the Lord. That's what's very important. And then further in the next verse, we'll see that what exactly happened when they reached the seven gates and what was their reaction. In this purport, Prabhupada says that they were not the ordinary child. Scripture says actually two personalities, they never restricted to enter anywhere. One is child and second is sannyasi. Why? Because both have a same nature. They don't have any attachment for anything. And because they don't have any attachment, they don't have any hesitation. And without hesitation, they can move around. The person who has attachments, definitely there are some reservation is his whether to enter or not. The child and sannyasi, they are not hesitated because they don't have any attachment for anything in this material world. So, unrestrictedly, they can go anywhere and everywhere. And as a small child is restricted somewhere, then he immediately get annoyed and angry. And same way, these Chatush Kumaras, when they got restricted at the seventh gate to enter in the spiritual world or Vaikuntha, then they got angry. And then what has happened? That's the history that we will discuss tomorrow. Correct. So anything needs some more clarification. What? Huh? See, first of all, no one is devotee right now. Start trying sadhaka. So saying itself is that devotees are keeping dog at home. If they are devotee, they will have a proper understanding. and they will not do this mistake. Because they are not devotee, they are trying to be sadhakas. I'm saying trying to be sadhakas, not trying to be devotee. They are trying to be sadhakas. Few days back, we just read that just by following four regular principles, you can become human being. And when you become human being, then your spiritual practices start. The common qualities that one can possess to call himself as a human being, that they should not kill for their own sense gratification. They should be truthful. They should be pure. The Shuchi itself has a great list of things that if you do this, then you are considered as a pure. So at least to consider ourselves pure, we need to follow so many things which they don't know. And the nature of this material world is that if you don't know, you don't try to accept it. But what do you want to do? You want to protest against that. What I am doing, that is right. Scripture says like, then you start finding references here and there. But you don't know the real reason behind that. Mahaprabhu never kept dog at his place. One dog, he followed the devotees and came to see the Lord. That got delivered. It's not that Mahaprabhu, what they call, pet or pat, fed the dog. Did he? No. That is pramada. As explained that, what is that? Brahma. We are all illusion. And in illusion, what we want to cheat others. Because I'm illusion, but I don't want to show that. So what I do? I cheat other people that I'm like the circus of that Charana. Did you remember that? Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur gives one wonderful story. The mentality of present people's mind or their behavior pattern. There was a big announcement throughout the village that there is a circus and you can see it in 4 cents. But there is one condition that one person at a time can enter into the tent to see the circus. There was a huge line. Thousands of people were in the line with the 4 cents in their hands to pay and go inside. So one person, the first person with a lot of amusement in his heart, he entered into the tent. He paid his 4 cents, went inside, and he saw there is one joker, and next to that joker there is a big wrestler, like a mountain. So when he asked that joker, "Hey man, where are the people? Who is going to perform these different acts which can give me amusement?" And the joker asked him, "Do you want to see circus in 4 annas or 4 cents? Do you have a presence of mind?" He said, "What? You people advertise like that. So I want to see." He said, "Okay, then see." Then he just nodded to wrestler. Then wrestler grabbed that person's knee, he reeled him around, put it on the ground, smashed him with his legs and his hands and face and face. And that man was like a fat. And after like 10 minutes of beating him up, then that person came to his senses and then he realized that something has wrong happened with him. Then they said, "Now you can go. Enough of this, or you want to see more circus?" He was like, "No, no, 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 no. Whatever I seen, that is enough for me. Thank you very much. I'm going." So when he just came out, Before coming out near the gate, what he did, he just made his dress proper. He came out with a big smile on his face. The people outside, they were like, "Oh, what's that? What is that? What do you have seen?" This person, rather than giving a truth, what he said, "Wonderful. I have seen nothing like this in my lifetime. Please, you should see it. Go ahead. You will have a wonderful experience." The way he explained, the second one also is in of his amusement. He was like, "Oh, desperately, I want to go and see." He went inside. He got the same treatment. He came out, but more of the pleasure. He thought the previous person left, he would have got something else actually. So I have to show them I have got something better than him. So he went, "Oh wow, he was just forget. Oh wow, what a I have never seen like this. You people are so lucky. Go ahead, have a look." So they got cheated. And what they are doing? They are cheating others. So here, the people so-called who claim themselves as a devotee, they try to show the world that they are devotee with a compassion. And they are having so much compassion for dog. So we are here to deliver dog. But get delivered first yourself. Janma sarthaka kari kar upakar. What about you? Ardha Kukut Nyay. Do you know about this? Ardha Kukut Nyay. Whichever favorable for my views, accept that. And which is not favorable, just keep it aside. Like one person, he got a, what they call hen, huh? Hen, which gives eggs. Or chicken is different, no? Hen only. The chicken, when it is hen, H-E-N, huh? Huh. So this hen, she was giving golden egg. Can you imagine? The farmer thought that the front part of hen I have to feed, and the back part gives me a golden egg. So better to keep the rear part and cut down the front part because there I have to feed it. So he cut it down and he kept the rear part. Do you think he is going to get the hen, golden eggs? No. Same way, people, what they do, they try to collect things from the Vedic instructions which are favorable to continue with their mistakes and which is unfavorable to continue with their so-called knowledge, they drop it away. That is called Ardha Kukukinya. So these devotees who keeps dogs or cats in their house, they takes a jivadaya, you know, Shuni chaiva shvapake cha pandita samadarshina. You should equipoise, you should see everyone as the child of God. So we love. Huh? We feel so much of compassion for dogs and cats. And we take care of them. We want to deliver them. But what about you? Who is going to deliver you? Huh? We need to be understood. That's why it is said that Vedic scripture, to understand them, you need to have a spiritual master who knows and who can deliver it to you the way you can understand. Otherwise, there is always mess of understanding. Correct. Srila Prabhupada ki Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Thank you very much.